Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see in our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. In this country we call home, everybody riots and loots till we go home. In this town, you better say which lives matter correct, or we're gonna break down your business. Going down the street, that's someone with a cocktail, throwing it through your business that you worked really hard to build from the ground up, while they did nothing and just got checks at home. This is California, this is California. I don't know why that just went out. Did you guys hear that weird pop? It's because I live in California. The fucking microphone was like, okay, you think that is like okay to say? You think that's progressive? Are you proud of the statement you made? I fucking am. The fuck is going on with my audio? I'm being censored. I'm being censored by my own equipment, like it's coming to life, like the brave little toaster. Oh no, this isn't good. I can hear it intermittently. Well, what's going on with my equipment? Why is this happening? Alright, we're just going to keep trying to power through. We'll see what happens. Oh, that's horrible. That's so annoying. Alright. Hopefully that's just... Nope, I don't think it is. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Sometimes life tries to cancel you. And when life tries to cancel you and people call during your podcast, you got to keep it moving, pimpin'. All right? You just got to keep it moving, pimpin', okay? Keep it moving, pimpin', okay? You try to cancel me. You try to take me out, my own podcast, my equipment, my own fucking equipment. Y'all think you can do this shit to me? I run these streets. Y'all just live here. King Kong ain't got nothing on me, okay? Try to bring that shit up in here. I can't be thwarted. My focus. I'm dialed in, baby. I'm dialed in. I got my dog just doing dog farts on the ground right now, and I'm good. I can keep it moving, okay? It might make me do a little Robert De Niro impression, but keep it moving. Hey, Beowulf, relax. If you want to be in the studio, you gotta cool it, dude. You're like the dude in the... You're like the dude in the back of the music studio who's just adding shit while you're trying to record. Yeah, this shit's hot, man. Woo! Trying to get their own ad-libs on the record. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't never been in a fucking studio. The fuck do you guys know? I'm sorry, I'm coming in hot right now, okay? Monday morning, coming in hot. That's how you gotta be on Monday, though. You gotta fucking get after it like a goddamn leopard. Not a leper, a leopard. Speaking of lepers, when I was a wee young lad, we used to be obsessed with going to haunted places. My older sister loved finding haunted places, and we would go explore them. Haunted houses and like anything that was paranormal. I was in love with that show, Paranormal Activity. No, Ghost Hunters, I think it was. And one of the places that we went was we found a leper camp out in the middle of nowhere. If you're from the Antelope Valley, my hometown, home bars. We'll call them Pop-Tarts because those technically you eat those at home, bars. Anyway, doesn't make sense at all. Moving on. Antelope Acres, way out there. There was a spot where they used to actually have, they created like a camp for people who had leprosy. And since it was very contagious, they had it there. And then there was an outbreak. This was, I forgot what year this took place in, but all the history is online. And they had an outbreak. Then what they did is they locked all the people with leprosy inside and they lit it on fire. Real shit really happened. So all those people sadly burned to death. And then there was like another part of the camp where they just abandoned them. And it was out in the middle of the desert, nowhere. So they just left them to die. And it was on a list of haunted places. Brutal. Can you imagine that? Probably can't, because you're growing up with so much technology and everything's just so easy. It's so easy right now to be a human. I get it. Listen, everything has their own problems. And I think problems are perspective, you know? Because like if you grew up as a caveman, just having shelter would be enough. You're like, wow, I have a fucking cave. Look outside. Look at all those fucks out there trying to build houses with leaves on top. That's not going to stop the rain. You need fucking concrete. You need quartz rocks, you know, something solid. You imagine that? Just being happy with that. That's why it's all perspective. You can't keep chasing waterfalls. Call back from the last episode. I was like trying to think, is it Chasing Waterfalls? What a weird fucking song. Anyway. But that's what it is. You can't just keep having the perspective of the grass is greener on the other side. You need more. I always like that quote. I always go back to it. If you want to live a life of freedom, or if you want to live a life of freedom, you'll become a slave to your desires. But if you want to lead a life of discipline, you'll find liberty bars. I'll repeat that again because you got to write that down. If you want a life of freedom, you'll become a slave to your desires. But if you lead a life of discipline, you'll find liberty. I forgot it again. Maybe I should just write it down. Anyway, I should put it up on the wall. That'd be a dope one in the next studio. What did he just say? Yeah, the leper camp was crazy. It's spooky season right now. You know, that was a good segue. Spooky season. I used to grow up. I used to always try to find shit, anything haunted. I've just always been an explorer, a seeker of an alternate reality. I don't know if I believe in ghosts. I've had weird things happen, but I just might be too dumb to think. Like, you know, when you want something, confirmation bias, like you want something to be true, so you're like leaning into that being it. Yeah, that happens all the time. People do it with political shit, but we're not getting into that today. Now we're keeping it with spooky season. Spooky season of the month. I would always want ghosts to be real until I started realizing that they're probably not nice. I mean, every boy grows up with a fantasy of having a ghost girlfriend. She just drops in, does whatever you want, and leaves. Pfft. That's a dream come true right there, right? Am I right, fellas? Canceled again, Evan. But I've dabbled in the dark arts a little bit. You know, that dark magic. Growing up, I did the Ouija board a couple times. No bueno. I don't like it. It's not for me. Not anymore. I done seen things and I don't want to be a part of. Got a darkness in me now. Something latched on. Little Evan went in that room and did that Ouija board and something came back with him. A darkness. One of the times, I think I was in college. I did it. And a few of the times, it like nothing happened where you're like, this is weird. But one time, when I lived in Ventura, actually, with my old roommates, we did a Ouija board the night before we moved out of our place. And we were like, let's just fucking do it. Let's just see what happens with the Ouija board. And we started doing it. And here's a little preface to this. We had a little jackalope named Jasper. And Jasper was the mascot of the home. People would come over. It's basically a little rabbit. It was like almost like a hamster size. And it had horns. And we named it Jasper. And people would come over and we'd be like, hey, say hello to Jasper. And they'd be like, what? Greet fucking Jasper. And Jasper would be like on top of the TV on the entertainment station center. And people would look at it and be like, hi. And we'd be like, thank you. And then we just go on about our business. So Jasper was a very important. You pay your respects when you came into our home. You would have to say hello to Jasper. Okay. And we had Jasper throughout, the entire time we lived there. And when we started doing the Ouija board, we got this, I don't know what it was. And we all did the thing. Everybody swears that they're not going to move it and make it move. If you don't know what a Ouija board is, get the internet. It's basically a thing where you can talk to ghosts and you like move it and everything. Everybody has to put their hands on it and it moves and it spells words and answers yes and no. And we had it. And I remember we were like, is anybody here? And it was like, yes. And then we were like, do you know who we are? And then it started spelling our names, but it spelled it bad. Like Evan, for example, it was like E-A-V-A-N. HVAN, or just like weird like spelling stuff that was like, all right, you like phonetically spelled that was awkward. And I'd be like, read a book, ghost. And then we started asking other questions, and then I think we asked, really disrespectful, like, how'd you die? Didn't want to answer that. And then we asked it, do you like us? And it said no. And I was like, oh, fucking great. This is how the movie starts. And then it said, why? And it said Jasper. And then it wrote scary. And then, and Jasper was pretty creepy. It looked like a little stuffed rabbit with antlers. And then we asked, how old are you? And it said 6. And then that's when my fucking mind clicked. I was like, holy shit, this thing doesn't know how to spell because it's 6 years old. And then I remember we like stopped. We like got freaked out and we stopped it. But that was the creepiest one that I've ever done, was just something really weird about that. And if one of my roommates did it, they pulled it off really well. And that was a very good setup. That was like an M. Night Shyamalan twist, that it was a little kid spelling our names wrong. Like, they went into this being like, okay, I'm going to make them a little kid, and then if they ask what names, I'm going to spell them all wrong just to make them, like, throw them off, and then I'll hit them with the boom. I'll hit them with the Sixth Sense, he was dead the whole time twist, you know? But I don't know if I believe in that. It's just, it's too weird. I'm too dumb to really understand all of that. My whole thing on ghost and everything like that would be, they're probably not what we think they are. Just like aliens aren't really what we think they are. They're not, like, aliens would probably be, like, we think they're going to be little green men, or, you know, big ass heads, like they've evolved past the point of really needing physical bodies and all this stuff, and sex organs. We always take their dicks and shit away, you know? Weird flex. But we basically just we basically turned aliens into the sense of just humans in the future, which is if I ever made an alien movie, I'm about to give you the twist right now, it would be that they are technically just us from the future. Like, we evolved enough, humans, you know, and we put humans back on Earth. This is my movie right now, I'm writing it as we go. We put humans on Earth to study our what we do from start to finish. We start studying our own history. So what do we have to do? You know, once we hit aliens and we like have left our planet, we have a lot of things we gotta like fill in the blanks of where we came from. We might take an older version of ourselves, put them on Earth as a case study, you know, to see how they evolved naturally over time, built-in instincts, aggression, all these learned behaviors. That, not that aggression is a learned behavior, but trying to see what is learned behavior and what is inherently in us. And we would evolve past the point of reproduction. I think that's not a bad thing. If everyone didn't think about their dick and didn't think about the pussy, and they were just like, hey, it's all about like evolution. It's all about being objective. Because, you know, we do a lot of subjective shit off our ego. We evolved past that point. We're looking good. We're actually, instead of everybody on fucking TikTok, like, we're getting into exploration. We're like, fuck it, I ain't got anything else to do. I got no one to impress. Let's just evolve, you know? That's what I think. But, getting back to the point, #rabbit holes. Ghosts would probably not be what we think they are. They would probably be, I would assume, just almost like Wi-Fi. You know, Wi-Fi, you can't see it, but there's Wi-Fi rays going everywhere, you know? Wi-Fi still blows me away. That there's some fucking magical connection floating through the air can't be good for me. I know it's not good for the bees, they say. Can't be good for us. But I feel like that's what ghosts would be. We all just look at it of like, oh, you're just going to be floating and it's just a gray kind of see-through transparent version of yourself. Nah, I don't buy it. I don't even know what the fucking point of that is. And then is it like ghosts? Are they here? Like, because that's the thing, is we just put movies. That's all we have on them, is just movie shit. Do they have unfinished business? You know, every movie, they like find the body and I can now be at the rest now. And they like drift away. I don't know. But Ghost this Halloween, you canceled. Everybody's canceled this Halloween, right? Isn't that going to be crazy that people are so silly that there's going to be a point where you're not allowed to dress up as anything. You're going to have to dress up as yourself. Because you can't dress up as anything else. You remember when, like, that's the thing. Remember you used to dress up, like, it was funny to dress up as a girl on Halloween? How far off are we from that being canceled? Where dudes can't dress up as girls. Girls can't dress up as guys. Indians are gone. Native Americans. People get upset at that. Oh, you're making fun of my culture? Oh, wait, no. It's not even the people of that culture. It's never the people of that culture. Worry about your own backyard, huh? Everybody wants to try to stick up for other people. Bro, these aren't helpless people. No one is helpless. Okay? I'm an ally. I hate that shit. Ally. You better be playing fucking StarCraft. You want to be someone's ally. You better be in actual war. Okay? Like someone better have a musket on your face and you better be like, I'm an ally. That's the only way it's okay. How you doing, Beowulf? You good? I tried switching Beowulf's flea and tick medication. Didn't work out so well. She got them scratchies, but we got her back on the right medication. I'm sorry, Beowulf. I tried to cut corners, try to save a couple dollars here and there. Had to go get her that good shit yesterday. Feed it to her. Liver-flavored pill. Boom. That's yours, Beowulf. Enjoy. Now we just wait. I saw, this is a dog podcast now. Over the weekend, the first time in years, I think the last monologue of SNL, Saturday Night Live, I saw was Louis C.K. It was great. Dude, listen. You have to listen. There is no joke out of bounds for me. No joke. There is not anything that you could say on this planet that is off bounds if you make it funny. Listen, I don't care, no matter what. That has to be the golden rule with stand-up, is nothing is off bounds. There's nothing that you can't say in comedy. I get it with a workforce. Listen, I have friends who work in corporate America and shit. I would die. I'd get fired the first week because they've created parameters. But here's the thing. I don't go into that world because I know that's the rules they're playing with. That's what they've agreed upon. Okay, y'all want to ruin yourselves, go ahead. But in comedy, there has to be nothing that you can't joke on. And I think it's even bigger than that. Some of the great comedians, I think it's important to every now and then stop and go, hey, we're getting a little fucking silly. We're getting a little silly. Like, I think that's actually a very vital part of our society, is not getting too serious about certain things and stopping every now and then and going, hey, are we fucking stupid? Yeah, we're fucking stupid for this, but But the reason I say that about the Louis C.K. one is I actually saw it again last night and I was like, this is hilarious. It's fucked up, but it's hilarious. And it had to be this funny. I don't want to ruin it if you haven't seen it. But he starts talking about how good pedophilia must be if people are willing to go to jail for it. And he's like, I love Almond Joys. He's like, when I'm eating them, I'm like, I can't believe this is real and I get to enjoy this flavor in my mouth right now. But if someone was like, you'll go to jail if you eat another Almond Joy, he's like, I'm not eating Almond Joy. So can you imagine how good pedophilia must be? And it was funny, and he knew that it was very dicey. You have to walk the tightrope. You have to acknowledge like how dicey that is while you're doing it. But he pulled it off, and he took a lot of flack for that. And obviously, Louis C.K. is not in a good place right now, visually, in the country. And rightfully so, you know. I actually don't know. What did he do? He jerked off in front of people, and they didn't leave. I don't know, man. I've had people pull out their dick and try jerking off in front of me, and I don't know. I got out of there. Weird shit. Had it happen in a sauna. Weird shit. Why do people like going to public saunas and jerking off? It's fucked up, man. I'm over here trying to sweat out my toxins, and you're over here trying to sweat out other ball toxins and shit. Not okay. But the reason I bring up Louis C.K., the SNL monologue, is Bill Burr hosted Saturday Night Live, which when I saw that he was hosting Saturday Night Live, I was like, holy shit, Bill Burr is hosting Saturday Night Live? Because usually Saturday Night Live is pretty liberal, and while they've like tried their comedy, it's really watered down over the years. Like they work inside a vein of being funny and everything, and I think some of the actors on there are hilarious. And they've had some, dude, the golden years with Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, Adam Sandler, all these other huge comedians that are just hilarious have gone through there. Those were like the golden years before Jimmy Fallon was laughing at every scene and you couldn't keep it together. That's one thing I don't like about Jimmy Fallon. I'm sorry. The fake laughing at everything. Jimmy is not that funny, and you know it. Maybe you're that giggly of a person, so I'm sorry. But Bill Burr hosted it, and I was like, I can't wait to watch this monologue, especially given the current landscape of our country with cancel culture and everything. And he went at white women for hijacking cancel culture in the woke movement. And it was hilariously done. And of course, I couldn't believe that SNL even had him. I was like, wow, they're going to go with Bill Burr. Good for them. And he went out there and he made the audience very uncomfortable. But it was great. And it was something I think everybody needed to hear. And there's so much pushback now on Bill Burr because of it. But I got so much fucking respect for Bill Burr. Just with everything. I've seen him live. Fucking amazing live. He's like one of those comedians that you just want to hang out with because you know he's just going to complain about everything. It's just like he has like hit that frequency of just being himself is funny. And the way he throws lines away. It's just hilarious. Yeah. Because it's all true. And he goes against the grain. And it's just like, if you listen to his podcast, he really is that guy who just, he looks at things and he's like, nah, that shit's fucking silly. I don't want to do it. And he sees the flaws in everything. And like the contradictions of people always saying shit. But I thought it was great that he went at white women and just woke movements and cancel culture in general, which is crazy. It's just so crazy. We have such double standards in this country right now. Don't get political, Evan. Don't do it. But if you haven't seen Bill Burr, the SNL monologue, go see it. Do yourself a favor. It's hilarious, okay? The Lakers won last night, won the NBA championship. All the MLB championship, the NFL champs. Buddy sent me an article this morning, looting and rioting after the Lakers win. This is becoming a normal thing. Everybody wants to talk about normalcy and what have we normalized that we need to get rid of? Fucking looting and rioting. There was like 9 officers injured, so many businesses broke into. And we don't see a problem with it. Everybody turns the other cheek. I hate people, man. I hate people. I hate entitled people. And I hate people who want to turn the other cheek when shit like this happens. Not turn the other cheek. Turn a blind eye. Is that it? I think that's it. But when you want to pretend like, oh, you just don't want to acknowledge it. Like people were going out shouting Kobe, and it sure sounded like they were shouting COVID because that's what they were all catching. Bars. Hack. That was a hacky joke, okay? Very hacky joke. I apologize. But how does an NBA championship celebration turn into looting and rioting after the Lakers win? Doesn't make any sense. Like, who thought that was okay? Who thought this is definitely the next step of celebrating our sports team's victory? Let's loot and riot. It's weird how people are so fluid with their causes and what they're doing. Where it's like, well, we're still mad about the other thing. We're here partly for the celebration, but we're also trying to bring awareness to everything going on, you know? Like it was a double whammy. People were excited because they got a twofer. They're like, I can celebrate the win and riot and loot and protest and bring awareness all at the same time. it just gets crazy. I'm really interested to see what happens after the election. Like, what is going to happen once someone is president? It's going to be interesting. I feel like there's going to be riots and everything, no matter what. No matter who wins. Which is crazy. And I feel like it's dangerous. I feel like that's the thing is, like, it isn't necessarily, it isn't who is the president that makes America great, that pushes our country forward. It really is just every person collectively working. You know? It's literally comes down to every individual being part of something bigger than themselves and understanding that. Because people have been manipulated by both sides, where they forget that it isn't up to them how our country is. You know? Obviously, we're in a bad place where a lot of people aren't working and they need help. But overall, if anything, this is shown is that it isn't going to be politicians and governments that's going to help you. You look at some of these situations and it's neighbors, it's friends, it's family. Which is another weird thing, because I've been hearing stories about families that are getting torn apart by politics. Kids that won't talk to parents. Kids that are disowning their parents. Being just terrible because they think what they're doing is right. And I'm sure it's the other way around too. I just haven't heard it, where parents are disowning their kids for their political beliefs. I'm sure it's out there. But it's like, when this is all over, everybody's going to have to live together. You know, someone is going to win. And I think instead of protesting and looting and rioting, which those are all blending together a lot of the times, it's like, how do we actually fix this? How do we fix our own lives so we can actually help other people? That's the whole thing, is I don't give a shit what people want to do. Be yourself, do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. Just don't hurt other people. And try to, like, help other people. Be of service to your fellow man or woman, you know? It gets crazy when people get so hard on a political side. Like, we're all going to have to come together, #Kumbaya. And it's like, people are so bitter and angry and so one-sided with politics. Dude, I have friends that, like, I haven't talked to in a while because politically they just got volatile. Just got so angry and, like, trapped in a ball of hate. And I'm like, I can't let you get close. It's weird times, huh? Weird times. This got weird and solemn. I feel like it should be the middle of the night and the world ended. You guys excited for 2021? What are we doing, I'm hoping stand-up is back by then. I know there's, like, outdoor stuff going on in parks and people are trying, and good for them. But I want it back in a club. I want it back indoors where you can really get people hypnotized. It's like what's going on right now is just diet stand-up. It's got that fake sweetener, artificial sweeteners. But I get it. You got to do what you got to do. But I want that good back. I want to be on there, you know? But I think it's going to be good. I think everything's going to get better. I feel like this is what happens in an election year. And maybe because you hit a certain age, you're more involved. Like, I don't know if kids that are like 18 to 24 are really into politics that much right now. But you start hitting your 30s and it's just shit you got to talk about with people. People want to talk about this and you got to know about props and laws. God, it was easier being a kid. But I think it'll be fine. I'm pretty optimistic. There's no point in being pessimistic. What, so you're just, I knew this was going to happen? I'd rather be wrong 10% of the time, just hoping for the best. I think it'll be good. And if not, I got guns and shit. You coming here, gonna have a bad time. Don't bring your pitchforks over here. Me and Beowulf holding it down, huh? We'll hold it down. As long as we get these scratchies under control, huh, Beowulf? Alright, guys. I love you. Let's see. I'm actually going to Texas next week. Gonna check out some spots. I'm gonna try to do episodes in Texas. We're gonna see what happens. I'll be with you guys Wednesday and Monday here. Yeah, probably Wednesday, but that following Monday and Wednesday, probably gonna be in Texas. So we got some time. I'm gonna try to get some guests on for next week's episodes. And we're just going to have a silly goose, happy, lovey-dovey time. And remember, no matter what, I still love you.